my biggest questions about television, and especially writing something so intricately layered as you have. As far as story arcs and how you anticipate that, like for instance, did your first season Bible assume you'd be off the air at the first season and you'd wrap? Were you going to leave it up in the air, or was it a good thing? Like how? No, I'm sorry. No, I'm just curious.
What's this
as to
Bible
how,
you're asking about?
No, I mean,
I'm curious as to how
that's a very good question. I mean,
kind of contingency plan, how you change things and how it
was
evolves.
incredibly liberating at the beginning because no one actually thought Lost was going to work. And so when we started the show, it was really basically, I think everyone thought this is a fantastic pilot, but no one knew where the show was. And everyone thought it was going to be sort of 12 episodes and out. And so basically Damon and I sat down at that point before these guys were on the show and sort of said, hey, let's just make the 12 best episodes of television that we can, that just are cool to us. And if we go down, let's go down in flames. And for us, the model was like The Prisoner or Twin Peaks, which were short-lived shows, but kind of continue to this day to still be engaging and fascinating. And so what happened was we were on that path, and then the ratings for the pilot came out, and I remember actually Damon coming into my office, and he was nearly in tears. There's never been anyone in television sadder.
There's no nearly about it.
To see good ratings. He was like, oh my God, we have to keep fucking doing this. Then we cooked the mythology. And that was true. We started doing it a little bit, and then really between the first and the second season was when we did kind of the hardcore baking of the mythology that was sort of built for the long term, which was when we started mini camping. But we did concoct enough mythology to kind of get us through the first season, and we knew certain things that were down at the end of the line in the show, and we had some big sort of things that were demarcated. But it really was at that point that we said, okay, this show now does look like it's going to go for a while. We really have to now build it for a 100-episode model as opposed to a 12-episode model.
And to that end, we anticipated that there was going to be a big problem. So very early on, certainly early in season 2, we began lobbying for an end date for the show because we realized that eventually, if we had a destination, our airplane was going to get there, but we were just going to have to keep circling it until we ran out of gas. And we all know what happens. It's not the nicest landing. So, but the network was obviously looking at it as the show is still a hit. Everybody's watching it. It's unheard of to announce an end date for a show this far in advance. So, we basically said, you don't understand. It's our job to look forwards because we know exactly where we're going and how much story we have. But once we reach the point where we can no longer continue to work towards something and we're just working, you're going to see it. And then the audience started responding, oh my God, the show's going nowhere. And then the network started saying, oh my God, those guys are right. And it wasn't a told you so moment. It was basically they decided to end the show based on the fact that creatively, exactly what you're talking about, the absence of a plan and the idea that we were having to spin our wheels became very apparent. And
we didn't know whether the mythology had to last 2 years or like 8 years, so that was kind of where we, and that was the key point, and then we started doing episodes in season 3 where the guys were locked in cages, and it was, I think, because we metaphorically felt like we were locked in cages. And
there's no metaphorical about it.
Yeah. And then we did the tattoo episode, and then the network negotiated the end.
Let it die.